Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dai. This is episode 2 of my series where I take Pinterest predictions trends for 2026. We analyze them in more detail and then we try to bring them to life via either crochet or an upcycling project. For today, we are doing pen pals. I guess the first thing that we can do is read what Pinterest has to say about pen pals, how they view this trend. So they say your inbox is going to get jealous of your mailbox. Expect a letter writing renaissance in 2026 as Gen Zs and millennials turn snail mail into performance art. Think elaborate envelopes, special stationery, and so many stamps. DMs, you are dust. So they say that the keywords for these trends are cute stamps, pen pal letters, handwriting letters, pen pal ideas, and snail mail gifts. Of course, this is from an internet point of view and checking what people are actually pinning in their mood boards and everything. I wanted to, of course, go ahead and look for the definition of pen pals because, of course, this is an interpretation of a trend, but it's not the actual definition. And of course, we know there's a lot of things behind these trends for it to happen. So actually, the pen pal movement started around 1930s. Initially, there were schools promoting pen pals to encourage cultural exchange and learning new languages. So this was between students living in different parts of the world. Also, newspaper and magazines used to have pen pal sections. So they have a section that gives you the instructions and everything on people interested in exchanging letters. We're talking about people that have never met each other. I remember that I actually came across in one of the blogs that I read this. I'm gonna pin it below. There were a story of two friends. There were two women that they were pen pals for like a lot of years. We are talking about like 30 years or more. And then they finally meet when they were like 70 years old. So I think it's fantastic, to be honest. Originally, the pen pal movement was to make friends, to learn language, to be creative, to improve literacy, and to promote cross-cultural exchange. So I think what is, apart from the definition of pen pal, what is below this trend is the need of people going back to analog. So I think we saw, and we are still seeing it all over social media, a lot of influencers and, more content creators posting like lists of 10 analog crafts. And to be honest, craft, I think for most of history have been analog. I think there was some time in history that we exchange our analog craft into digital ones. But the original craft, what we actually call craft, were always and will be always be analog. So I think the word analog is being thrown around a lot in the internet right now. I think more of because there are younger generations that actually were not raised in an analog world as maybe millennials were. So they are kind of rediscovering something that the older generations already knew. So for us, it's a comeback, and for them, it's like a discovery of a trend that actually analog wasn't a trend. It was something that it was what we had. I mean, we didn't have anything else. It was analog or nothing. So it's a little bit controversial on that sense. But yes, we have seen the list of analog craft, analog hobbies. There is a huge thing about dumping your phone and buying a dump phone. Then I saw another one that is like people are buying iPods, so they want to listen to music outside of their phones. Of course, we have seen, it's not this year, but we have seen people going back to film camera. This been happening in the last, I think, 3 to 5 years. So it's not specifically of the analog trend. Then I saw one post in Instagram that was like, what to have, things to put in your analog bag. And I think like that's stretching it a little too much, but okay. But what really caught my attention was people wanting to ditch their phones, and wanting to go back to the dump phone. And then I came across a YouTube video. There is a YouTuber that I follow. She's called The Ash Files. I will link the video below. She talks about specifically this, about her dump phone. And her takeaway, which I think it's what I think as well, is not to change your phone. Like, let's stop creating more waste in the world. You just need to change the relationship you have with your phone. So she talked about this in her video. I think it's amazing what she came across and how she changed, or she's trying to change the relationship with her phone. She said something about the more convenient something is for us, the less meaning it has for us. And I think this is very true for people who do craft. If you are like me, maybe you don't do crochet, but you do another craft. This is the thing, doing a craft is not convenient. It's something that maybe you will have to redone a lot of time. You will have to, if you're drawing, you will have to erase. If you're doing crochet, you will have to undone maybe like a whole piece and start over because it wasn't good. And dealing with that frustration and with the need to have everything immediate is something that if you do an analog craft, which is craft, will teach you. I remember I was talking to a group of friends and I was explaining to them that I was doing a crochet. It was a long dress, a white long dress. It was the first time that I was attempting a long dress. And I went ahead and I also was attempting in the same piece to do fillet crochet. It was a very long process. It took me 3 months, I think, to crochet the whole piece, of course, because I did it on my free time, the weekends or whatever. But then it was a specific part of the dress, which were my hips, that I couldn't get right. So I think I redone that part like 5 times. And I remember one of my friends, she looked at me and she said, is there any way you can avoid that? I mean, why do you have to redone the piece 5 times? And I was like, this is the charm of crochet. It was frustrating at the time, but I remember I was really calm about it. I didn't want the dress to not be okay for me because then I was not going to wear it. So I wanted to be good for me, for myself. I wanted to feel good in it. And it was okay. I literally redone that part 5 times. I don't know if more, but 5 times for sure because I remember. But the dress came out really nice. But this is the question that she did is something that a lot of people struggle with, which is a craft cannot be something immediate. It will take time. It will take some go back and forth. And I think this is the magic of the process. Another thing that I saw another phrase on Instagram that also kind of closed this idea, wraps everything up into what it means to do a craft, what it means to be analog. I'm going to link it below. But the phrase, it was, just because capitalism forgot that objects carry stories doesn't mean those stories disappear. So this is the thing. When you do a craft, I don't know, it carries more than the material value. And I think we lost that when we lost our love for craft and handmade things. And I think pen pal, if we bring it more to what's happening right now, is not only the letter writing, but it's also the time that you put into what you are making. It's not something fast, it's not something convenient, it's something that it requires your attention and time and effort, actually. So this is, I think, what is behind pen pal, all in all. For the third part of the video, I want to tell you how I see the trend materialize like in real life. Well, to talk about a little bit about myself, actually. When I was little, I really liked to take photos. I had a analog, a film camera. And I remember my mother, it was expensive at the time. And I remember my mother was like, okay, you will have one film roll of 30 photos per month. And I remember I took a lot of photos. The photos were horrible, of course, because I was a child. But I still have those photos and they carry so much memory in it. I have a photo of a trip I did with my grandparents. I took the photo of them. The photo it's horrible. It's a little bit blurry, but it's a really nice memory I have of them. My grandfather has passed a couple of years ago. My grandmother is still there. But the photo captures the moment. I remember that I was very young, like very, very young. I remember taking the photo. I remember the trip. So again, the object carries the story. So I have a lot of pictures with me. My friends, when we were teenagers, we used to make these birthday cards, but not buying. I mean, we actually drew and write letters to each other. I have them all. And then I have a lot of drawings made by my sisters because again, I'm the oldest one, so they were little and they made a lot of drawings for me and cards, and I have them with me. So it's really nice to have that, because if it was something on my phone, it wouldn't mean anything. I have them, I have the paper, I can touch them. It's like a piece of them with me. So this is something that we lost. We don't write each other letters anymore, which is really sad. But it was my birthday this month, last month, I'm sorry, in February. And I got a surprise on my mailbox, actually, because my sister sent me a letter, an actual letter. This is the envelope. I'm not going to show the front, but she sent me a letter, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. But yeah, she sent me an actual letter. It has a wax stamp. She sent the letter from Argentina to Madrid. It's really nice. I think it's the best birthday gift that I got this year, like by far. And I will put it together with my collection of letters, of course. But I have them for a very long time and they travel with me everywhere I go. Coming to this letter is connected to the other part of the video that we are going, and that we actually have right now different places in some cities, at least in the big cities of the world, that you can sit down, make this ritual of actually writing a letter. So my sister went to a cafe in Buenos Aires that is called Postdata Café Postal. In English, it's like PS Postal Coffee. And she explained to me that it's a cafe. I check, of course, their Instagram. It's a cafe that you can go, you can have your coffee, and then they have all the elements prepared for you to sit down, write the letter, and actually send it. So this was sent from the coffee shop. She said it was really nice. They have different kinds of paper. They have postcards that you can send. Maybe if you go to Buenos Aires as a tourist, and you can send maybe a postcard home. So it's really nice. Here in Madrid, There are two places that I found. I haven't been, but I'm planning on. Maybe I will tell you later how it was. One, it's called La Postalera, and it's a stationery shop that you can actually sit down again, write your letter. It's not a coffee like the other one, but you can sit down, write the letter with the materials they have there, a letter or a postcard, and they have an actual mailbox, so you can send it from the shop. And then there's also another one which is really cute. I have been there one time. I never sent anything, but I have been in the shop. It's called Postali Tinta, which means postcard and ink in English. And it's also here in Madrid. And this is more focused on postcards. They have deals with local artists, and I think they paint in-house. And so you can also send postcards to your friends if you visit Madrid from this place. And the other one, which I think is really nice. And last but not least, there is a really cute cafe in Paris, which it's called Café Pli. Café Pli, it's a letter to your future self. So you go there, you write a letter for yourself. I think you have different time frames that you can choose, like in a 1 year time or 3 months, or so. Yeah, you can handwrite a letter to yourself, and it will arrive to your address in the future. So I think that's also is a really nice exercise for yourself. If you know any other cafe around the world or shop or postal shop that does this and you want to leave it in the comments for the rest of us, it will be amazing. Another thing that has a really nice appeal to it, I first discovered this when I was in Greece. I was in Athens, and then I remember I came across, actually it was like a frame shop to frame art. They have art, and they were framing art. But then I discovered they have huge boxes of old postcards. They were like €1, €2, depending on the kind of postcard. But imagine that you go on a holidays and then you send a postcard to your friend, not only a new one, maybe you buy a new one, but then you found like an old postcard from someone else and you send it to a friend or to a family members, like, these words remind me of you. I think it's the cutest. I didn't write the address for the Athens shop and I couldn't find it in Google Maps. I look everywhere, guys, and I couldn't find it. If you know the shop, also leave it in the comments. I remember it was near like Acropolis and everything, but I couldn't find it in Google Maps. I'm so sorry. But I remember being there. I remember the experience. I remember I went through the boxes and it was really nice reading these old postcards. But then, to my surprise, I found one place in Madrid, which is called Casa Postal. I will leave the address and everything, but this is an antique shop. They have postcards. The oldest one that they have is from 1905. So it's really nice. It's a family business. It started with the father and then the daughter took over. They send also, apart from the postcards, they sell antiques. But I came across, literally, I was walking in the city center and I came across the shop. So I think Destiny knew that I was investigating to make this video and he just sent me a lot of inspiration. But yeah, if you're in Madrid, you have Casa Postal to check for old postcards and send also to your loved ones. And another thing that I will really recommend to do is something that I like every time I travel. I like to buy some postcards, bring them home. And if I have to make a present to someone or if I have to send a letter to someone, I usually use these postcards to also add it in the letter. Like, for example, I send it to my grandma when I send a gift or a letter to her. And I think it's also really nice. I have a couple collected when I travel and when I go to museums. I like them as art, but then it's really nice to have them at hand because I think they make perfect birthday cards. But now let's get into the pen pal topic again. So actually, I found on Instagram there is a job. Well, they actually have an Instagram page, and they have a project. It's called the Sunday Letter Project. It's a stationery shop based in UK, and they present it as a writing initiative for a disconnected world. So they're actually letter keepers. So you kind of write the letter to, you address it to the shop, and then you exchange letters with strangers. They explain that it's a Sunday project, so every Sunday people sit down. It's kind of a ritual. You sit down, you write a letter to your anonymous pen pal, and then you keep on exchanging letters. They have points for this in UK and also in United States. So it's a really nice initiative. I'm sure there are other groups in Europe and in Latin America. I haven't found it, but if you know any of them, leave them in the comments for the rest of us to know. If you don't want to write anything, but you wish to receive some mail yourself, there are a lot of artists that are doing these mail clubs. We are talking about people sending, literally writing, that they are usually like monthly subscriptions to exclusive content and exclusive letters. So there are people actually handwriting letters to the people who subscribe to their service. People are writing poems, people are making art. There was one girl that says that she painted the original, then she makes a digital copy of it, but then the original she usually send it randomly to one of her subscribers. So imagine you get the original of the painting. I found a couple of them. There are two girls, Tracy and Hilary, they actually kind of send you like a love letter, a monthly love letter. I will leave the link on their profile here, but then there is Mail Club. It's a Spanish one. Her name is Sofia, and she writes about her trips and things that are going on in her life. Then there is Natasha from Mexico. She sends items related more to like scrapbooks and stickers and little things if you're more into that. And then also I found a guy which sends fantasy stories every month. He says in his reel that he has already 800 people and he wants to reach 1,000 to be able to live only on this and pay his rent. I think it's amazing. I think what people actually are looking with all of this, first of all, is the element of surprise. This is the thing. In a digital world, everything is immediate. So you get the notification, you get the email, you know what is inside, you know what is happening all the time. And we lost this element of surprise. So I think if you subscribe to one of these mail clubs, the element of surprise come again into your life because you don't know what's inside the letter. You don't know what is inside the envelope. It's a surprise. I mean, it's art if you subscribe to an art subscription, but you don't know what she will paint this month. You don't know. I mean, you will actually get a surprise and something, again, an object with a value monthly. So I think it's also a reflection of the area that we are, that people are looking for to live a slower life, a more intimate life, a more curated life with things that actually matter and that have an importance. and it's this, we're trying to go back to the slowest methods of doing anything. So doing crafts, handwriting letters, slow cooking. There are a lot of people going back to trying to actually cook the meals from start to finish and not buying a meal ready or something in between. No, we are trying to actually make our things again. And so we are looking for connection, not only in our relationship with others, but connection with our things. This is a way also of understanding value again, because I think we also lost the reference in value. We think that something handmade is expensive because we compare it to something that we buy on Amazon or in Shein. And to be honest, you cannot compare one another. They are from two different worlds. They represent two different psychologies and two different values. So by doing things, you also understand what the other person goes to make those things come to life. So you start again giving value to what's actually important. So this is a reflection, I think, of everything that we are going through in society as a whole. I think last year and the year before, and especially during pandemic, isolation and being alone and depression was a huge topic, because I think the technology is, instead of connecting us, is what is keeping us apart. So I think pen pal is a reflection of all of that, of what we are going through as a society. Finally, I want to wrap this up. I want to give you some inspiration. So I have some movies you can watch and some books you can read. We will start with the movies. The first one is a movie that my sister recommended. This movie is based on a book and it's based on a true story. But I saw the movie, I didn't read the book, so I'm going to talk about the movie. It's called 84 Charing Cross Road. The book was wrote by Helen Hanff in the 70s, and the movie was made in the 87. The main actors are Anne Bancroft and Anthony Hopkins. And so the movie is about Helen and Frank. Helen was an author, a writer and a university professor, and she was looking for the original publication of some books that she couldn't find in United States, or if she could find them, they were very expensive. And for an author, she couldn't afford them. So she came across advertisement on a newspaper about a London shop that sells antiques and especially books. So the first time the movie starts when she writes a letter to the owner of the shop, who was Frank, played by Anthony Hopkins, and a friendship starts with that letter. And then the movie is about, of course, the life of these people and the exchange of these handwritten letters and the exchange of books, because she's starting buying books from them. It's a lovely movie. It's a very old movie, of course. I think it's in Amazon, if I'm not wrong. It's really worth watching the movie. And if you can read the book, definitely read the book. I haven't, I'm going to be completely honest, but I think I really want to read it now. I love the movie. So this is a number one recommendation. The second one that I will recommend, we all know it. It's an amazing movie. I think better than a pen pal, a contemporary pen pal, it's a pen pal from the future or from the past, in whichever way you want to look at it. So it's The Lake House. The Lake House with Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves. And it's amazing. It's from 2006. So it has 20 years now. Uh, and it's about two people who start exchanging letters, but magically, they have like a magic mailbox, and they are from different. They are exactly 18 months apart from each other. I'm not going to tell you more. Go and watch the movie if you haven't. And if you have watched the movie, you can rewatch it because it's amazing. And finally, and this is controversial, you have the movie You Got Mail. It's from 98. You have Tom Hanks when he's very young. This movie is when internet appeared, I think. Yeah, it was like the first years of internet when you actually have to connect it to your landline in the phone. Of course, it's mail. We are talking about people exchanging mails, but they don't know each other. So it has the pen pal feeling. And I think what it also has this ritual because they don't have smartphones. So they have to go to, your house. They have to sit down. They have to turn on the computer. The computer was not something that they could take with them. So they have to arrive home, connect, turn on the computer, connect your phone to the internet, and then they will sit down, they will read the mail, and they will respond. So it kind of has the ritual of a letter, and they were pen pals. So I think it's also something that can get you inspired. And then regarding books, I have two. The first one is Yours from the Tower by Sally Nicholson. This book is relatively new. And this book, as the author describes it, is the messy lives of Victorian teenage girls. So it's actually that. Of course, if you like Bridgerton, you will love this book. It has the similarities of the time that this happened. It's in the UK, and it's about three friends who live in different parts of UK with different lives, and they exchange letters about what's happening in their lives. The whole book, it's the exchange of the letters. You don't have like an actual story, so you will read one letter, then the response, and then back and forth. You will not want to put it down. It's amazing. I really love the book, so I definitely will recommend you to read it. And then last but not least, it's a book from a Korean writer. I think it's inside this new category that it's booming right now, which is like called something like healing literature. There's a huge wave of healing literature by Japanese writers, but this one is from a Korean writer. She's called Beak Seungyeon. She writes the book. The book is inspired of an actual shop that exists. She got inspired by the shop and she writes the book. So it's the story of the girl who attends the shop. She was actually running away from letters from her sister, her big sister, and she ends up working on a letter shop. It has a little bit of romance. It has, and it's just that it's healing literature at its best. And it's based, like I said, on an actual shop. So the actual shop is called Gulwol. It's in Seoul. The name means letter in Korean in a very traditional language, as I read on their website. And they have the pen pal service, and they also have this really aesthetic stationery shop. They also sell products in the internet, but of course, the shop is amazing. What I really like about this kind of the book and this kind of literature, let's say, is that it's very descriptive. Both Japanese and Korean writers, they literally bring you inside the world that they are talking about. The description they give, you can literally imagine the whole picture in your mind, which I think not all of writers can do that. But yeah, the story is about, of course, the pen pal service. You can read, there are a couple of letters and and everything. They talk about the people who write the letters, what is going on in their lives. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm not going to tell more because I don't want to spoil it for you, but definitely you should read both books. If you know any other book that you will add to this list, of course, let me know in the comments. That's it for the analysis. I think the message that I can give you is that I think that pen pal, it's about humans trying to reconnect and to make these rituals. It's about going slower. It's about giving value to what you can make with your own hands. And I think only by that it has a lot of value. And to finish, I want to present which one is the project that I came up with. I hope you like it. So the project that we are making is a book cover in the shape of a letter. This is it. So it's a letter. You can see that here has like the closing of a letter. And then the front, I write 84 Charing Crossroad because of the movie, now you know. And then I crochet a €1 stamp from Madrid. And I crochet a little poppy on it because poppies are my favorite. Then I will teach you how to crochet everything. Create kind of a wax stamp, but it's made of hot silicone from your silicone gun. And then you just open it here and then you have your book inside. And so I love it because you can keep your book. So if you buy the letter shop for a friend or just from the tower or whatever, you can actually make the envelope and then you can make the stamp with the city you live in or the city that your friend is living. Of course, you can put their information. Here, I didn't want to put my information because of safety reasons, but I use a reference from the movie and I really like it. So I think it's a perfect gift for a friend if you want to give them a book or, you know, dedicate a book. Definitely write something inside the book, like a letter. So actually they will get a handwritten letter and a book from you and the cover. So this is the project that we are making. As I explained in my first video, we are doing it in 2 parts. We analyze them and then in a different video I will do the tutorial. Both videos will be aired at the same time. So that's it from me today. I hope you really enjoy this topic and my video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you like this content, subscribe to my channel. I'm very new here, but I really like to grow this channel and make this a very creative space for everyone, especially for me, of course. It's a little bit selfish, but this is the truth. So that's it for me. Leave me in your comments if you have seen the movies, if you have read the books, if you are in a pen club, in a pen pals club, if you are in a mails club and you want to recommend to the rest of us, if you have a mail club and you want to recommend to us. So leave everything in the comments and I will see you in the next video and I will see you in the tutorial. Thank you so much, guys, and see you in the next time. Bye bye.